Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Saur Darkchylde. I'm a player with autism, and welcome back to Let's Replay Final Fantasy VI. Last time, we went to the kingdom of Figaro to meet with the king there. Upon meeting him and then talking to him again after her wandering about the castle, learning about his twin brother, we get a visit from Kefka, who was looking for Terra, and got word somehow that she was there at Figaro. Feigning ignorance, King Edgar pretended that she had no idea where she was and that she wasn't there. To which Kefka retorted saying, "Hope nothing happens to your precious Figaro." And then, true to his word, he set the whole castle on fire! Thinking nowhere else to go, or no other plans. Or did he? King Edgar, with two other chocobos, fled the scene with Terra and Locke as he makes the castle submerge itself into the sands. Kefka, sending two Megitech armor to kill us, but we were able to defeat them. Halfway to South Figaro, we learned that Terra can use magic, surprising both boys. In South Figaro, we go into the tavern where we run into an assassin by the name of Shadow, who is, for the moment, best left alone. We then travel north to a cabin where there were some familiar things that caught King Edgar's eye, making him wonder if his twin brother Sabin was living there. We then caught wind of two figures in the mountains after the events of the Master's death. We traveled to the mountains to run into one of the students who ended up being the killer of the mentor, who was not only his mentor but his own father. The name of the boss was called Vargas. And during the fight, Sabin shows up to settle the score once and for all. After the fight, Sabin joins us as we continue our journey to get here in the Returners' hideout, so that we can speak with the leader of the Returners, Bannon. And since then, I don't remember what level I was since the last time I did this, but I figured I'd do all of this at a lower level, that way I don't seem OP for all this, if that makes sense. And there are two things I want to clear up. One to clear up and one to apologize for. The first one is the clear up. There was a mistake I made for when the Moogles help us in episode 1. And if you have one team that has Mog the Moogle in there, a Moogle named Mog in the party, if you have him fight in one battle during that sequence, he'll learn a move called Twilight Rhapsody, which is a mechanic that he does for when he's in battle. I'm not going to spoil it for why this is important. And as for number 2, the apology, last episode, I tried getting through to this point as fast as possible, but there was a lot of glitching happening in the recordings, causing our audio and video to skip a little. I humbly apologize for that. I'm working on how to fix that so that it doesn't happen again. That said, let us not dilly-dally any longer and continue on with the story. King Edgar, this way, please. Bannon. We brought her with us. So, this is the girl. The one to whom the Esper responded. Esper? It seems the Empire had complete control over her. Carrier pigeons have kept me informed. I also heard that she wiped out 50 Imperial soldiers in mere minutes. No, that's not... Terra? For heaven's sakes, Baron, the girl doesn't remember anything. Hiding from the truth won't change it. Perhaps you've heard this story before. Once, when people were still pure and innocent, there was a box they were told never to open. But someone went and opened it anyway, and so unleashed all the evils we know today. Pride, envy, greed, wrath, gluttony. You just named 5 out of 7 of the 7 deadly sins, man. The only thing that remained in the box was a single ray of light. Hope. Your power is a gift, not a curse. No matter what happens, you must remember that. You are this world's last ray of light, our final hope. Bannon! I've grown weary by the hour. Allow me to rest for a while. The Empire took someone important from me. I've hated it ever since. If no one stands up to the Empire, more people will be left like me. That's why I joined the Returned. But there's no one important in my life. How? I have no family? No friends? That's not true. And even if it was, I'm sure there are people who feel that you're important to them. Those people could be counting on you. No pressure or anything. I do have a list for treasure that needs to be skipped or not. But I'm very uncertain about these treasure chests. Any other items that we find in the buckets or clocks. So we're gonna go for these. Okay, so far so good. Out of the way, please. Anything in that jar? No. Okay. Hey, Sabin. I don't know what to tell you, but I do know that I trust my brother completely. He's always thought of my needs before his own, ever since we were little. I think you should trust him too. But don't tell him I said that. He'll turn red as a tomato. Alright, what say you, Edgar? It's not an easy asking you so much. And if we force our ideas on you, we're no different from the Empire. So, we want you to decide for yourself. Okay. That's everything. All that's left now is to talk to Bannon. Bannon? He went outside just a moment ago. Have you made a decision? Will you become our last ray of hope? Now, there's two ways you can go about this that will give you two different items. If you say yes, you're going to get a gauntlet that can be useful, but I'm going to say no to him 3 times, because we get a better item as we do that. I see. Have you made a decision? Will you become our last ray of hope? I thought as much. I feel a little guilty doing this, but the reward is worth it. Have you made your decision? Will you become our last ray of hope? So, there's really no convincing you. Hope? How can anyone put their hope in me? What's wrong? What happened? Those wounds, they're horrific. Figaro. The Empire's taken Figaro. They're headed this way. So they found us. We haven't a moment to lose. Locke? I know. Oh, someone has to sneak into Figaro to slow down the enemy, right? This is right up your alley. We're counting on you. Terra, wait for me. I won't be gone long. And watch out for a certain lecherous young king who shall remain nameless. The guy moves in like a hawk. Locke! Edgar, old habits die hard, eh? What about us? We can escape down the Leth River and make our way to Narsh. I'm curious about that Esper they found in the mines. Very well. I'll ready the raft by the back entrance. It's risky, but we don't have much of a choice at this point. It's not safe here. Come with us to Narsh. It could be a chance to gain a better understanding of your abilities. We have no time to dilly-dally. Let's make our way to Narsh. I understand your apprehension, but too many innocent lives are being lost to the Empire while we stand here and do nothing. Please, lend us your strength. This relic will help keep you safe. For rejecting him 3 times, we get the Genji glove, which is slightly better than the gauntlet. And I think I'm going to equip that onto Edgar. Oops, wrong selection. Go down to here and put the Genji glove on him. Relics associated with equipment has been changed. Your equipment is set to optimal. Oh, okay. He dual wields now. A spear and a sword. Okay. And I want him... I forgot to buy something that'll prevent blindness. because the next area we're going to will cause blindness from a certain enemy. Let's put White Cape on him for now, I guess. And let's get a move on. Here we go. This raft will carry us to Narsh. Head towards Narsh while protecting Bannon at all costs. If Bannon falls in battle, the journey's over. A lot of random encounters in this raft. I'm going to be cutting out a lot of random encounters. And I want to get through this as fast as possible, so let's go forward. Use this save point for a tent if you need it. Ah, healing bucket, just what we needed. Save here, just in case if you need. Because there's a boss battle up ahead from here. Who is the boss? You're gonna find out in a few moments. Might I introduce our boss? You know him, you love to hate him. It's the famed octopus of Final Fantasy VI, Ultros! Hey, what have we got here? You're up a creek without a paddle, and I'm not gonna let you through. Does that make me a bad octopus? He's weak to fire and lightning. Seafood soup is not on the menu. Oh, that one's a tasty morsel. I'd love to get my tentacles around her. Slurp. Youch! Seafood soup is not on the menu. Let's try Aura Cannon on him. Muscle heads? Hate 'em! He just did a Kamehameha! He's just gonna say the same thing until we beat him. Oh, there he goes. Think you got the point? I wouldn't bet on it. It's probably just hiding down there. Ew! Something stuck out to my leg. Terra, get away from there! We should be alright now. Eight-armed freak! I'm gonna smash him with a blitz! No, Sabin! Out of my way, Edgar! Well, he's always been a bit rash. Sabin? Oh, he'll be fine. Are you sure, Bannon? He's your brother. You should know better than any of us. Any second now, he'll flop right back onto the raft, right as rain. Wah! I think he missed the onto the raft part. Sabin! Sabin, you're on your own now. Sabin! Edgar and Terra race towards Narsh while protecting Baronin. But what of Sabin, who was swept away by the raging waters? And how is Locke faring after having penetrated the Empire's defense in South Figaro? Is all going according to plan? Choose a scenario, Capo. Now we gotta choose between these three scenarios. And for our first scenario, I'm gonna choose what happened after that battle with Ultros in the river. So we're gonna continue on with them. For now. With the Emperor's troops in hot pursuit, Benin, Edgar, and Terra ride the rapids towards Narch. But the going won't be easy. We barely made it through that fight with Ultros by the skin of our teeth. And somehow we're completely healed from all that. And just like before, we gotta make sure Bannon stays alive. If he dies, it's game over. Good, that's it for the rapids. Now to head to Narsh, which is not far from here. But I want to use a tent before we go in there. There we go, that should replenish everything we have. You're that Imperial soldier from before! Please, I can explain. Get out of here, or you'll regret it! Let's not be hasty here. I'm King Edgar of Figaro. Liar! My goodness. And that, my friends, is why I can't stand men. It's like they don't even have ears. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. If you remember the way, to get back in? Great. If not, this is how you get back in. When Locke first rescued me, we came out of the mines right around here. He fiddled with something. Yes, he told me. Twist this stone like so, and... While we're here, we're dealing with the enemies that we fought in the first episode, so don't worry too much about them killing you. There is, however, one part where the enemies change that you need to worry about. And we're close to it. It's this room here. Now, there's going to be a light that shows us the way through. If you make a mistake and don't touch the yellow orange light that surrounds you around the white ones, you're going to go into a random encounter with some new enemies. This must be the place. What place? I've heard of a cave they used to test applicants to the city guard. It seems this is it. We should be fine as long as we follow the light. If we make a mistake, lights will surround us. Then we'll have to tag the glimmering orange light to proceed. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to show what happens if you get it wrong on purpose. Just to see what happens when you do get it wrong. These are our new enemies. Well, the two at the bottom are. And we took care of most of them. How about that with the crossbow? And that's why you follow the light as it's supposed to be. So let's try again, and this time follow the light. There we go. Now then. What's through this door? Oh, it's the mines where Locke and the Moogle saved Terra. Welcome to the home base of the Moogles. Now, there is a treasure chest right here, but I want to save that for later. It becomes something much better later in the game. Trust me. As for these two treasure chests, we're still not going to collect them. We're close to the end of this arc, so let's remove that Genji glove from him. I'll give him the Gygas glove for now. And let's see what else is good on Everybody that needs to be removed. Nothing at the moment. Well, maybe that white cape. I'll give him that knight's code. Save, and then I'll continue. I don't know how they don't raise an alarm for the second time you go through there, but okay. Benin, King Arthur, Edgar. Oh, and Terra too. Arbus, how do things stand here in Narsh? Same as always. He's the town's neutral. Oh, I've tried to convince them to side with the returners, but it's no use. Of course, maybe with you and King of Figaro here. How are the townspeople? Everyone's still a little bit on edge since the Esper was discovered. We believe Terra may be able to help us get answers to our questions about the Esper. Well, the townspeople still have plenty of questions of their own. If we approach them in the right way, hey, there's a good chance they'll agree to let her see it. That Esper is either going to save us or dig us an early grave. Choose a scenario. Now all that's left is to choose either Locke or Sabin. And I will leave that choice to you guys for which scenario we are going to choose through a poll that I will post right after this episode finishes, so that we know which scenario to take on next time in Let's Replay Final Fantasy VI. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did and would love to see more, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you want. Ring that bell to be notified when our next scenario is going to be. We do new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and sometimes Saturdays and Sundays. Until the next episode, my friends, this is Saur Darkchylde, signing off. Have a good night, folks.